You're here now, and it's funny how sometimes the moment you stop trying to figure it all out, it simply clicks, as if something deeper, beneath the thinking, remembers who you already are. Because imagine now just for a moment what it's like to simply know that change, real lasting change, doesn't require effort, but permission. Permission to let go. Permission to let in. Permission to let be. That your unconscious listens carefully to the rhythm behind the words, noticing how some ideas feel strangely familiar, like truths you once knew but forgot. You begin to recall a deeper understanding, like the child who falls without shame, learning to walk, not by perfection, but by pattern, by instinct, by feedback. Isn't it curious how even falling becomes the first step of flight, when you believe that every stumble is feedback, and feedback is growth? Because you can remember now a time when you surprised yourself. You were resilient, you were open, you adapted, you bounced back, and stronger. And perhaps that memory brings a feeling, and that feeling brings clarity, and that clarity brings a knowing. That this has always been part of you. Because here's something worth noticing. The old belief systems tried to resist reality, tried to filter every experience through shoulds and shouldn'ts, musts and mustn'ts. But the new operating system, it understands what is, and that's enough. Now imagine walking through a garden. In this garden, every plant represents a belief. Some beliefs are weeds, limiting, outdated, overgrown. But others are like vines of acceptance, growth, resilience, and compassion. With every breath, you feel the vines of new beliefs weaving in, winding around your nervous system, entwining your thoughts, your feelings, your being. And something inside you smiles, because this isn't effort, this is evolution. You're now learning that impermanence is freedom. Self-compassion is power. Every emotion is a messenger, not a mistake. You're enough, you always were. And if you think about a mountain, a solid, grounded presence, you might realize it doesn't resist the wind. It doesn't argue with the rain. It simply is. And in the isness is peace. You can begin to understand now that beliefs shape reality, and reality is soft clay in the hands of your awareness. Failure is feedback, and feedback is the raw material of mastery. Your state is your superpower, and breathing, shifting, smiling rewires it all. Authenticity attracts, because what's real always resonates. Emotions are energy in motion, meant to move, not be imprisoned. Perspective is power, and every fear has a hidden door inside it. But imagine this. One moment you're triggered. You pause, you breathe, you observe, you accept. And suddenly there's space. And in that space you choose. And in that choice you become free. Because every time you feel yourself contract, you now remember, this is the doorway. This is the moment to soften, not resist. This is the invitation to upgrade the code. And your unconscious mind, it already knows how to do this. It's been updating your software since before you could talk. And now it's simply being handed the right code, the language of presence, of possibility, of play. So let's play. What if you believed that life isn't happening to you, but through you? What if challenges aren't blockages, but beacons? What if the tension in your chest is just your heart stretching to grow? What if you don't need permission to love yourself? And somewhere inside you, a voice echoes, I'm safe to feel. I'm safe to shift. I'm safe to grow. I'm already becoming. Because now, you naturally find yourself noticing the small things. The moment you let go of judgment, the moment your breath deepens, the moment you say to yourself, I'm exactly where I need to be, to become who I truly am. And you're curious now, aren't you? Curious how easily this new inner operating system begins to install itself in thoughts, in actions, in posture, in language, in energy. You may even find it amusing how people start to mirror back your confidence, your presence, your acceptance. Because reality reflects belief. And your belief now is simple. I accept myself. I adapt with ease. I evolve through love. And every challenge, every trigger, every emotion leads me deeper into my power. Because you're not broken. You're building. And this new operating system, it runs on self-compassion, optimism, playfulness and belief. The old code was survival. This is thrival. It's already running smoothly beneath the surface, like roots spreading, unseen, strong, certain, because you already know. The present moment is the only reality. Happiness is a choice. Energy is magnetic. You don't need permission to succeed. Action creates clarity. Beliefs are fluid and can evolve. And you're evolving now. Now or perhaps later, you might find these beliefs naturally showing up in your thoughts. In how you breathe, how you move, how you speak, how you live. Because when belief becomes identity, and identity becomes embodied, the transformation is complete.